All right, today I'm going to show you how to work on some pre-writing strokes with your child. This is Ms Maureen, occupational therapist. So what we have to start here is just a blank piece of paper. You can use notebook paper, you can use printer paper, whatever you have around. Also, if you have a vertical surface, such as a chalkboard or a dry erase board, or an easel, something like that, that would work great as well. So you can see here I have some broken crayons, and those are really great to use because you can't really hold them in a fist. So when some children are learning how to grasp on a utensil, they want to hold it in a fist, and that's a lot harder to do when you have a smaller crayon. So that's why we break crayons in half, and there are some little crayons for little hands like that. So I recommend, if you have some old crayons around, break them and you have those available to encourage your child to work with, just to kind of work on developing that tripod grasp as opposed to holding it more in a fist, or holding it even like that is not quite what we want, so more like that. So when we show some pre-writing strokes, it's good to demonstrate first and then have your child try. So I'll show you here, and I like to say a little sound to go with it to help the child remember and make it a little bit more fun. So you can say zoom, and then your child will take their crayon and go zoom. So the first one, as you can see, is that vertical line, a line down, is the first stroke that they would work on mastering. And then we do a horizontal line, zip, and your child can try as well, zip. Next we do a circle, and with the circle you want to start at the top and go around. I like to say start at the top, go around and stop. And that kind of works on helping them remember to start at the top and that you go around and make that end point. And I messed up a little bit there because my paper slipped. Start at the top, go around and stop. There you go. The next one I'm going to show you is a cross. So that's a vertical line followed by a horizontal line. So then you have your child try, and as you get through them, they get a little bit trickier. So what you really want to do is just encourage your child, even if they're just making vertical or horizontal or circular strokes or scribbles, just as long as they're starting to develop those skills. And then you can kind of hone in on them a little bit more as they get older and get a little bit more comfortable with that. So there you have it. That is some basics for pre-writing strokes. So those are just 4 of them. You can go on to do some diagonal lines, left and right diagonal, and then eventually an X, and move on to shapes, and eventually then they will be ready to work on letters. So it is really important to focus on these pre-writing strokes before you move into working on letters, just because just the way the brain develops, if they can't quite understand how to make a shape like that, it's going to be a lot harder to make, say, an A when that has the diagonals plus a vertical line in there, or a horizontal line in there. So make sure that you focus on these first, and then again working on that grasp, trying to encourage that grasp development as well. All right, that's all we have for today. Thank you very much for listening.